Hello everybody, and welcome back to the rebuild of this Revell kit that a friend of mine gave me. If you saw the other two videos, this one was kind of pretty bad shape. It was in pieces, and so since he gave it to me, I just tried to experiment with it, see what I could come up with, see if I could make it into something functional. So here's what we've got to so far. The problem I had with this is the kit, like I say, it's years old. I don't know how many years old it is, but if you see right here, all of this is bowed, both here, back, and the sides, and this right here too. So what I've had to do is come up with some way to kind of straighten this thing out. Now I've built a base. I've got a base. I've got to do some things to it there that will help me straighten this thing out so I can use it. Plus I've got this little, if you see my little I-beam in there, that's just laying there. That's not glued in, so that's not going to stay in there. And I got a piece of foam board that I cut and painted gray. If you can see that right in there. Kind of helps straighten it out there a little bit. I don't know if you can tell by looking at that how bad that was bowed, but I've done what I could with as far as straightening it out. So I think when I get it on the base here and get it glued down, it'll be all right. Using some techniques from I believe it's Model Maker Mike. I tried my first hand at weathering, and if you can look here, it turned out pretty good. I'm not at all disappointed with the way that turned out. Had some damage here on this glass here, so I just put me some masking tape here in the back to kind of cover that up, and probably what I'll put a little dark brown with a felt tip pen, or maybe some black to kind of black that out. And this is the back of the kit right here. Same thing here, had some damage up here, so I just went ahead and put the masking tape in there also. Another thing I did was I just went ahead and replaced all the window glass in all these, and I just kind of liked that. That's the reason I did. The window frame when this one was missing, so I just cut a piece of sandpaper. This is 150 grit, and I just painted it, glued that in there, and that looked like a good little piece of 4x8 plywood that somebody stuck up there. Still got to put my windows and everything in here with the glass, and get my stack put on there. And again, this is the front of the building. Still got a few things to add to it. Got these I don't know what they call them, little portholes or whatever you want to call them. But anyway, the big problem with this and the bowing was that these doors were set to sit right in here like this, if you can see that. The problem was this was bowed so bad that the doors they didn't match up, so they either sit too far inside or too far outside. So what I've decided to do, and somebody might want to give me some ideas about this, but I cannot, for my layout is going to be a little bit more modern. So what I intend to do is and then this is an old steam engine building, by the way. It's got right here on this little concrete thing here, it's got 1898, so you can tell what era this comes from. But anyway, what I planned on doing with this, if you think it's a good idea, is I was just going to turn this into kind of a automobile service facility. Maybe where the railroad company might bring their vehicles in for oil changes and that kind of thing, because this right here is going to come out. This is going to come out because it elevates it up too high here, and I don't want to have to build a ramp up into that. So when I take that out, then it'll be sitting on the base. But I thought this might turn out to be a pretty decent building to do automobile service work for, like I say, for oil changes for their trucks, and and get me some things to decorate around with it, make it look like an automobile service facility. So that's pretty much what I've come up with so far. Like I say, it's a kit that somebody gave me, or it was a building that somebody gave me that was in pretty bad shape. I don't have anything invested in it, so it really haven't, not really too disappointed in the way it turned out. Especially the way I was able to get the weathering and everything in it. If you'll notice there, I did get some. You can see the concrete mortar in between the bricks, and this is the other side of it here. Turn this around, and I see you got a couple more windows there broken out, but this was put new styrene clear plastic back in here, and really kind of, when I did that, it kind of opened the building up, made it look a little bit more usable and everything. And of course, and then here's the back. And probably what I will do is, this is I don't know if you can see this. This is styrene, but what I'm planning on doing is just using this kind of as a. I've got to cut a piece to fit this, but use these as kind of roll up door. Probably I'm not sure about if I like that gray or not. Maybe just paint them a little bit black, or paint them a black to make it look a little bit better. Or maybe just give my doors there just a shot of black just to give them some contrast. But that's where it stands so far. And like I say, this is just the base. I just went to the hobby store and just got some. I don't know. I guess this is probably not quite an 1/8 of an inch thick, but just cut it and glued this on here like so my building sit down. And probably what I will do is I've got some 0.125. If you can see that right there, 0.125 styrene. Is I will just come in and just do me some corners like this, and not that big a piece. If you can see that right there, see how that sits in there like that. But maybe cut this one up into 3 pieces and do me a corner here, do me another corner here, and then at each corner, so that when I set my building down there, that helps kind of square it up. And so that's what we're going to do. So I'll tell you what, let's do. First thing we're going to do is, and I'm not going to spend a lot. I'm not going to waste a lot of your time. Expect you to sit here and watch me do all this stuff. Going to get this painted. Get my corner pieces here cut. Probably the best thing to do is get those cut and get those put down before I do the painting, and then we'll just go from there. One other thing, if you go back the other videos and look at the building, I redid this also. I painted got this a flat black up here. Use the original windows in this one. This is the way they were all the way around, which kind of like those, but there just wasn't enough to to make it look decent with some of them missing. So went ahead and used those. Repainted my stacks and got those weathered there just a little bit. You can see what I've done. So really, like I say, I've really not disappointed at all with this. I was a little bit concerned. I've never done any weathering, and really never did. Other than building kits, I've never done anything. This is kind of a combination of building a kit and kit bashing, and just tearing it up and see what happens. So I'm kind of pleased with the way it's turned out. So tell you what, let's do. Let's get my corner things here cut, and we'll get this painted, and then we'll get started. Now, if you can see what I've done here, I've taken some of this styrene, took these pieces right here, and have put me some corner pieces in here that'll hopefully straighten up this building. I'm going to come here, put me a little bit longer piece right here on either side, and then I've got my little small pieces I got to put in the middle. But I'll do that once I get that in there and get that straightened out. But that's what we got so far. That's what I did, and hopefully this is going to work. So thing to do now is I've got to get my other styrene put in there. Maybe put my corner pieces over here from my little side shed, and get that painted and see where we go from there. So let's go paint it. Okay, we have got this painted. This is the base, and if you'll notice, I've got my little, we'll call them guides, that the building's going to sit on here, kind of squared up some, because this thing is, like I've said, the walls and everything are saboted on it real bad, so I'm going to have to put these guides in there on it, and it will, it'll sit down there probably, it's going to sit down there just perfect, and hopefully that'll straighten it out some. I don't have it pushed down all the way there, but let me get that over here. There we go. And then this, when this glue dries over here, it'll push out and square this whole thing up. Oh, one thing I didn't mention to you, if you noticed at the first part of this video, I posted up a picture of what this original building looked like. And it was the kit was originally distributed in 1957. So I'm not sure how old this one is, but it's been around a while. But that's what we've got so far. Now, something else I've done here, I didn't like the way the windows, the color of the windows turned out. They're kind of awful dark. If I can get this turned around here where you can see, I painted them brown. These windows here and these doors here, I'm going to give them a little bit more of a sand look, a tan, something like that to kind of, you know, bring it out a little bit more, give it a little color. And then originally what I had hoped to do was, you know, be able to do something inside here and make it look a little detail inside, you know, with some air compressors, air lines, that kind of things, you know, maybe a lift or something like that for a car shop. And but I don't know if with these things right here, that's probably not going to look very well. So probably, let's see here. Now that's the foam board that was originally in the base. Probably what I'm going to do is take this and just make maybe some roll-up doors here on the front, and probably leave one of them just about to there. Semi, you know, partly rolled up, and this one partly rolled up, and then probably just this one here in the back, just totally close it off altogether. So, and then probably what I'd like to do is, if you can see in here, there's a little, see if I put my finger through, see if fingers comes through the window on the other side, is put me a little wall right there, maybe a door and kind of a window there to kind of detail it a little bit. So that's how far we've come with it so far. Now let's go get these other windows, and we'll get the glass cut and put in there and try to get this thing finished up here. Well, it looks like we've got her built. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You guys that do this all the time and do the videos and put them up on YouTube for all the rest of us to watch, I'm telling you, you deserve a pat on the back, because between trying to do this and trying to do the video, this turned into a job. Turned out the way I hoped it would, or at least close to what I hoped it would. But I'm telling you, it's when you start doing video and doing this and then trying to edit the video, get it up on YouTube, it's quite time consuming. So for those of you who do this all the time, I admire you and respect you. Here's the kit. Well, I wouldn't call it a kit. The guy was giving it to me in pieces. So I've got it close enough here. I don't know if you can tell, but I've got it weathered halfway decent. See right here where you got chips in the brick down here, and like I said, I've got some simulated broken windows here that I just put some masking tape over. And really what happened is I got some glue on there, so instead of just trying to replace the whole window, I just patched up the window. Now we talked about earlier what I was going to do is, because my doors didn't match up the way I wanted them to, I was going to put roll-up doors and turn this into a maintenance facility for things like pickup trucks or vans, or whatever the railroad happened to have, heisters and that kind of thing. And so I was just going to use some roll-up doors, and just going to paint those black. But the more I look at it, I kind of like it with the doors off. So you just kind of have to use your imagination, and supposedly the roll-up doors are they're pulled all the way back, so you can run in and out with your vehicles and everything. So we've got a 2-bay shop here, and this one right here. If you turn it around here, see it ends back here in the back, and the other one's a through. So you could do a drive-through lane over here, and I've got some odds and ends out there, some tanks and stuff I could put around it. I think it'll make it look pretty good. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I really wasn't too happy with the way these windows turned out. They were just a little bit too dark. I should have done a little bit lighter color. Probably brought them out a little bit more. So I painted these just a little bit. It's a sand color, and if you can see there, it's just kind of looks a little bit better right there. So yeah, that turned out pretty good. Now, and voila, off comes the roof. Didn't put the roof on permanent, but here is the base. Let me get this turned around here where you can see. In each corner, I've got the styrene strips that straighten this thing out. There's one here in this corner, one in each corner. There's one here, one here, one here, one here. Glued the whole thing down and used rubber bands to hold it down with. So it turned out pretty good. So there we have the rebuild of the Revell 1957 engine house. As I mentioned, my layout's going to be a little bit more modern, but there's a possibility I could use this somewhere. If you got any ideas or suggestions or comments about it, be more than welcome. Just hit the button and start typing. So, but anyway, there we have it. Tell me what you think. I'm kind of halfway pleased with it. It turned out to be a little bit more to do than what I thought was going to do. But the thing about it was what I really wanted to be able to do was learn how to weather. And I've watched a lot of videos, and then Model Man Mike, I watched how he did all this, and this turned out real well. And if I hadn't already mentioned it, let me tell you something here. If you're going to use acrylic paints and to highlight your mortar in between your bricks and everything, don't come in behind it with this stuff, with the wash, because all it's going to do is turn what you've done gray. So if you're going to do this with your acrylic paints, then what I would do is come back with some weathering chalk and a brush and just go over it that way. That way it does not affect the color of your brick and your mortar. So, but there we have it, everybody. Sorry it took so long to do this. It's just one of these things. It's just hard to get started doing, and I'd put it down for a little while and come back to it and do a little bit more and all that. And like I say, for you guys that do this and do videos, I don't know how you do it, bud, because it is. By the time you do this, do the video, the editing, and all that, and the time you post it up, you spend a lot of time. So for all you guys that do this, thanks. I get all my ideas off YouTube, you model railroaders. So as usual, thanks for watching. Appreciate your comments. If anything, you think I can add to the building, because I mean it's just model railroading. You know how it is. It's never done. There's always something else to be done. So give me some ideas, and we'll go from there. So until next time, y'all have a good day.